1 second, everybody. We'll get a proper intro now in a second. I just need to get everything set up and we'll be good to go. Just need to share something. Okay, that's that done. We can hit up the... I just need to get my headphones. Running late, so there is a slight delay, and that's why everything is a bit disheveled, but here we go. Let me just get all this put together, and we'll be ready. Headphones. Okay, perfect. Okay, what's going on, everybody? It is the one and only Q here from Retro Q Gaming, of course. Running a little bit late, so the intro is going to be very, very quick. Here we are at the end of Nvidia's ultimate countdown, 21 days, 21 years before we enter the future. Join us to celebrate the biggest breakthrough in PC gaming since 1999 and what comes next. What up, Kai? But here we are, 3 minutes anyway. So what's been going on? Well, over the last 21 days, Nvidia have been sharing a big announcement, a big important PC gaming milestone of that year. So they'd start with, the year 2000. Well, I guess it was the year 1999, but they had that. They had a big one from 1999, 2000, and every single day culminated with the end of it yesterday, coming up to current year, basically. So today we do have the big proper announcement, which is the future of gaming, which is going to be their new Ampere-based GPUs. We're going to see the 3080, we're going to see the 3090, which is the big dog. That's the important one. It's going to be brilliant. I can't wait to see it. It looks like it's going to be based on leaked stuff we've seen, leaked specs, leaked product pages, leaked trade, what do they call them, like patent announcements and stuff like that. It's going to be big. They're going to be huge. We're probably going to see the 3090, if it all comes out to be true, we're looking at 24 gig, 24 GB of video RAM, GDDR6 video RAM. The bandwidth speed on it and all is going to be crazy. It looks to be about 50% faster than a 2080 Ti, depending on what one you have. And of course, like I've been saying for about 2 years now, when the RTX 2080 Ti and just the RTX series in general came out, ray tracing at the time was more proof of concept. The tensor cores and everything, and the ray tracing cores, everything they had in it, yes, it proved it somewhat viable. Sure, it would cut your frame rate in half, but it proved it somewhat viable. Of course, as these things go by, time goes by, improvements in tech are made, and everything is refined. Well, now I think what we're going to see is a negligible penalty when it comes to ray tracing. Now, when I say negligible, you might see a 4 frame rate drop, you might see a 10 or 20, but it's not going to cut your frames from 120 to 60. So that's a big important one as well. The big thing I'm expecting from this, the big thing I'm hoping for from this, is obviously these graphics cards. Price, date, they're the two ones I want, because I'm on the I'm right on the verge of building that new computer. So the two things that I'm really hoping for are hinging on that, because basically I want to build a new computer before Cyberpunk 2077, and that is now currently November. So hopefully, here we are, September 1st. Hopefully, even if they come out in the middle of October, I still have time to buy the new parts, to build the new computer and all, to get the 3000 series Ryzen. There's 4000 series desktop Ryzen coming out in the meantime as well. I might be close enough to get them. We have to wait and see. See, with yours you go from 200 plus to 30 with everything maxed out. Well, it depends on what you're doing and what you're playing, but the example I was given, when you look at Metro Exodus, if you play completely maxed out with a 2080 Ti, max settings and all, and then turn on ray tracing, boom, it just drops from 120 to 60. Same with Battlefield. Also, if you're wondering, I purposely have the light off because for some reason my lighting is acting really weird today. And of course, naturally, the metric we have here as well is, as always, is the future of gaming so bright we need these shades. So let's check this bad boy out. If there's any issues with volumes and balance, let me know. So we got all the moments in history. It looked like Black and White was back there. Crisis, of course. BioShock, Portal, World of Warcraft, Fallout 3. 21 years by us. 21 years of being the glorious PC gaming master race. Okay, good so far on that. Oh, I love it. They even put in Arkham Knight. Because as I've mentioned before, Arkham Knight is still significantly better on PC than it is on console. Of course, there are rumors and all as well for the pricing. And everyone is worried about that $1,400, €1,400 price.
Welcome
point.
to my kitchen.
My boy Jen.
I hope all of you are staying safe. We're going to talk about an amazing GPU today.
This guy has amazing
Modern
jackets,
GPUs
by the way.
Are technology marvels. It is the engine of large industries from design, cloud AI to scientific computing. But it is the gamers and their insatiable demand that is the driving force of the GPU. Pulling their
Here we
GPUs
are,
to create the
3,000
largest
baby.
distributed computer ever. 1 million gamers united to counterstrike the COVID-19 coronavirus.
Oh,
the
with the
result
folding.
was 2.8 exaflops. 5 times the processing power of the world's largest supercomputer to simulate the virus. Folding at home was able to simulate 100 milliseconds,
That's
a
PC.
tenth of a second in the life of the coronavirus, and captured the moment it opens its mouth to infect a human cell. Scientists believe this
PC
is
gaming,
also its
baby.
moment of weakness. Thank you all for joining this historic fight. We're going to talk about computer graphics and the work we're doing to push the boundaries. We love computer graphics and have advanced it incredibly in the time of Nvidia.
I can't wait to see what else they're going to do. Last time they had DLSS and ray tracing and whatnot. I can't wait to see what extra they bring out this time.
Tell stories that inspire us. From science to industry to the arts, computer graphics has made a profound impact on the world, and for that, we are privileged to have contributed. We're going to
Not just contributed.
Ways that gaming is
You
expanding.
lead it.
GeForce PC gaming is large and thriving. Its open and rapidly advancing technology, combined with the amazing creativity of the community, makes magic. Anyone could be a broadcaster now. Add a GeForce and you have a personal broadcast station. Pros stream their practices. Experts stream tips and tricks. Friends stream to friends just to hang out. There are over 20
And your boy
million
does
streamers.
whatever he wants.
Games have become a new art medium. In Minecraft, gamers can build their work of art. Machinima artists create cinematics made from game assets. Tens of millions are using games to express their creativity. Inside a computer simulation,
All on
any
PC,
sport
baby.
can become esport. Virtual NASCAR and F1 are already attracting top racers. Like sports, esports captures the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat, and the human drama of athletic competition. Esports is on its way to be the biggest sport. I have something special for all the GeForce gamers around the world. 4 gifts. I hope you like them, and you'll find new ways to game.
4 GPUs.
First, big news. Fortnite is turning RTX on.
No, I
Now
don't care about
Minecraft
ray
and Fortnite,
tracing
the number 1 and
on
number 2
Fortnite.
most played games in the world have RTX on. Fortnite will get ray trace shadows, reflections, ambient occlusion, and DLSS 2. These effects
I don't think so,
look
Kai. I
fantastic
think
with the art style
Machinima's
of Fortnite.
gone.
I can't wait to see a Fortnite concert with
But
RTX on.
it's also
The last
been
one,
converted
Travis
to a
Scott,
different
was
name.
watched by 28 million people. Epic made a trailer for you. Let's play it now.
Machinima has basically become a verb, or a noun, I guess you could call it, like Photoshop. Now, I will say, as much as I was shitting on this a minute ago and all as well, it is nice to see
75%
existing
of GeForce
games,
gamers play
including
esports. Esports is
RTX
a game
and
of
everything.
Milliseconds.
And
reaction time is a
ray
combination of the
tracing,
gamer
stuff like
and the
that.
machine. Let me explain. This is Valorant. In this example, the opponent is traveling at 1500 pixels per second, and it's visible in this opening for only 180 milliseconds. A typical gamer has a reaction time of 150 milliseconds.
So we
from
can
photon
get
to action.
Well,
You can only hit this opponent
That's-
if your PC adds less than 30 milliseconds.
that's your
Most
average
gamers
typical
have
gamer.
latencies far greater than 30 milliseconds.
Naturally, I'm
many
much
up
better
to
than that.
100 milliseconds. Today, we're announcing a new esports technology called Nvidia Reflex. Nvidia Reflex optimizes the rendering pipeline across CPU and GPU to reduce latency by up to 50%. In September, we're releasing Reflex with our game-ready driver. Over 100 million GeForce gamers will instantly become more competitive. Valorant, Fortnite, Apex Legends, Call of Duty Warzone, and Destiny 2 will be the first to integrate Reflex technology.
Well, reducing any
Esports
type of
pros
input
and
lag is always
enthusiasts go
good.
for zero latency. For you, we're announcing an insanely fast and beautiful display. A 360 Hz G-Sync display
I'm not worried about
designed
that.
for esports.
That
This
was announced a
display
few
has
days ago.
Built-in precision latency analyzer. Just connect your mouse. The Nvidia 360 Hz G-Sync esports displays are arriving this fall from Acer, Alienware, Asus, and MSI.
Yeah, this is the
We've
one they
made a
announced the
video
other day.
comparing gaming on a 60 Hz, 144 Hz, and 360 Hz display.
Oh, look at the... Even though I'm running
See
144,
immediately how
just look at
360
the...
Hz display will help you target and track an opponent. For the 20 million live streamers,
60
we have something
FPS just
really
don't
cool
cut
for
it,
you.
dog.
Nvidia Broadcast turns any room into a broadcast studio. Nvidia Broadcast runs AI algorithms trained by deep learning on Nvidia's DGX supercomputer, one of the most powerful in the world. Effects like audio noise removal, virtual background effects whether graphics are
I've actually
video,
been thinking
and
about that.
webcam auto framing is a virtual camera person tracking you. These AI effects are amazing. Available for download in September and runs on any RTX GPU.
Oh, RTX, okay.
Brandon and GeForce Marketing will now show you Nvidia Broadcast.
I was
I'm Brandon.
I
I'm
was
very
looking
excited
at
to talk to you about our Nvidia
potentially
Broadcast
using
app.
RTX
Like many of you,
voice.
I've been
Even though I have a
following
GTX
I've been
card,
video
you can
conferencing
hack it
all
onto
day
it.
And then gaming and streaming all night.
But I just never
And
got a
have
chance to
very
get around to it.
Basic webcam microphone setup. Nvidia Broadcast makes these things supercharged with a lot of new awesome features.
Oh no, I can
Really
try it as well,
adapting
Kai. I
to
saw
how
it. It
AI
works
artificial
perfectly.
be.
It's like 98%
First one I
efficiently.
want to talk about is noise removal.
I just need to do
so
it.
I've asked my girlfriend to join me with a blow dryer here.
You
And
have
that
to just
distracting
change
sound
a
makes it very
couple
hard
of
to
settings.
understand what I'm saying. But when I turn on noise removal in NVIDIA Broadcast, you find that it's completely gone, and that blow dryer is still going. But NVIDIA
I'll send
Broadcast
you a
isn't just
video,
awesome audio
actually.
features. There's some really exciting video features as well. Let's take a look.
I'll send you this video
First
right
up, we
now.
have the ability to blur your background, which you may notice that I need because I have a very cluttered and messy room.
This would be nice
But when I
because...
turn this background blur feature on, all of a sudden I get this really classy effect.
Oh no, I don't want the
I can adjust
blur
the
one.
strength of that
Oh, maybe
from low to high.
maybe it would come in handy. That'd be
Or,
nice.
if I want, I can actually replace the background altogether.
Yeah, this would be nice. I'd love if I could do something like... Yeah,
Now I'm in a space station with the magic of AI.
I love if I can do something like
Exactly.
that without the green screen.
Or
I have a
if I
green
want to do
screen,
some gameplay,
but it's
I
a
can remove the
nightmare to
background
set up with
altogether.
where I am.
And jump into some Valorant. And now I'm playing with a green screen effect without actually having to have one at home. I don't have to play good, but at least I can look good. Now sometimes when I'm video conferencing or doing a just chatting stream, I want to zoom in to get a more personal connection with the audience. But the problem is I bounce around so much, it's easy for my head to get out of frame.
I do that.
With the auto frame feature, it's like having your own personal cameraman that follows you wherever you go.
Okay. Check out that video I sent you
So,
when you get a
if for
chance.
example, I wanted to reach over and grab my cool Valorant hat
You'll see just how strong RTX voice
and
is.
show it to everybody, it follows me every step of the way. I just find NVIDIA Broadcast to be really exciting, as both a streamer and as someone who works from home. The ability to remove distracting noise, improve your background, and keep yourself in the center of the frame are all awesome features in one app.
That is
And I
kind of
just can't
cool
wait for
though.
you guys to try
You
it.
don't have to worry about all this extra weird stuff.
A new form of art has emerged from gaming called machinima. Artists are using game assets to create
New.
cinematics. There's been tens of billions of views on YouTube. Most are shorts.
You're about
Some are
12
even
years too late on
recreating
this one,
entire
dog.
classic movies. It's becoming a whole new art genre. Today, I'm going to show you an app that will make these
Oh, you've seen it,
cinematics
yeah.
amazing. It's called Nvidia Omniverse Machinima. It's an app built on our Omniverse 3D workflow collaboration platform.
Oh, that Omniverse they
Omniverse
showed
is
before
a
was
universal
cool.
design tool
It's like a
asset exchange
server
with a
almost.
viewer based on photorealistic path tracing. The engine is designed to be physically accurate, simulating light, physics, material, and artificial intelligence. We have connectors for most third-party design tools, like 3ds Max, Maya, Photoshop, Epic Unreal, Rhino, and many more. The Machinima app brings in elements and assets from games, and third-party collections like TurboSquid, and lets you mix and compose them into a cinematic. Creators can use their
It's-
webcam to drive our AI-based
it's
post-vesting
more
to
of
animate
a-
characters. Drive face animation AI with your voice. Add high-fidelity
hard to
physics like
describe.
particles and fluids.
It was in their previous
Make
one they
materials
showed a few months
physically
ago.
accurate. And then when done with your composition and mixing, Render film quality cinematics with your RTX GPU. Nvidia Omniverse Machinima. Beta in October. Sign up at nvidia.com/machinima.
It's basically a server where something was running
We started with assets from Mountain Blade 2.
in the whole thing, and then people can like log into it from around the world and affect it like it's a real active world and work on it and make videos and stuff like this. So think of the server as the world, and then you can customize and create and change anything you need to do.
That was close. You guys are getting better.
For 40 years, since Nvidia researcher Turner Whitted first published his paper on ray tracing, computer science researchers have chased this dream to create super realistic virtual worlds
This is what I'm
with
looking forward
real-time
to.
ray tracing. Nvidia, seeing the ultimate limits of rasterization approaching, focused intense efforts over the past 10 years to realize real-time ray tracing on a large scale. At SIGGRAPH 2 years ago, we announced the Nvidia
Yeah,
RTX.
everyone remembers this
Now,
one.
2 years later, it is clear we have reinvented computer graphics.
Come on, do it.
Nvidia RTX is a full-stack invention. RTX starts with a brand new GPU architecture, but it is so much more. It includes new engine tech and a bunch of new rendering algorithms. RTX is a home run.
I'm
All
getting.
major 3D APIs
I'm
have
getting
been
them ready.
extended for RTX. RTX is supported by all major 3D tools. RTX tech is incorporated into all major game engines. There are hundreds of games in development and thousands of research papers of new rendering and AI algorithms enabled by RTX. The RTX GPU has 3 fundamental processors. The programmable shader that we first introduced over 15 years ago,
Tensor cores.
RT core to
Oh,
accelerate
the
the
R-
ray triangle and ray bounding box intersections, and AI processing pipeline.
Oh yeah,
called
Tensor
Core.
yeah. I
Tensor
forgot.
Core accelerates
there it
linear
is.
algebra that is used for deep neural network processing, the foundation of modern AI.
I don't have a Tensor
AI
or
is the most
RTX
powerful
card yet.
technology force of our time.
I will.
Computers that learn from data and write software that no humans can. The advances are nothing short of breathtaking. Nvidia is doing groundbreaking work in this area. You might have seen our work in self-driving cars and robotics.
I wonder if they're going to.
Graphics and gaming.
I wonder if
will
we're going to
also be
have
revolutionized by deep learning.
another
Let me
1080
show you some
moment.
recent works
I
in
can
the
afford
heart of
that.
the possible.
Probably not though.
The first video is a generative adversarial network that has learned to synthesize virtual characters of any artistic genre, including photorealistic.
Oh, that's
Second
cool. You
is
can
a
kind
neural
of
network that animates a 3D face
merge
directly
2 of
from
them.
voice.
You require more Vespine gas. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this.
The AI character can speak
between
in any
StarCraft
language,
and Zelda. That's
be any
brilliant.
gender, and even rap and sing. Third is a character locomotion of infinite number of positions. Imagine negotiating arbitrary paths and obstacles.
What up, Dot?
The
Welcome.
fourth is reconstructing
the
3D
future.
from video. Imagine the possibilities. Record video, interact in 3D.
That's cool. That's a
This
really
one
good idea.
is a deep learning model
It's
that
something
learns
I'd never
physics
be able to
behavior of
use
cloud
personally.
animation.
But you could record some
Finally,
real life
this deep learning
movement.
model of ray tracing can predict colors of missing pixels, so that fewer rays need to be cast and fewer pixels need to be fully rendered. We can achieve orders of magnitude speedups. AI is certain to play a giant role in the
With
future of
that
computer
whole
graphics and gaming.
RT denoising,
The powerful tensor cores and RTX
I'm always a
GPUs
little
will
bit
let us do
wary
AI
of stuff like that.
One of the first
It can
major
improve
AI
performance,
computer graphics
but the whole
breakthroughs
thing
is
with
DLSS.
rendering less, like
Here's
this
the
one,
challenge.
can be a
Real-time
problem.
Ray tracing is far more beautiful, but requires a lot more computation per pixel than rasterization.
I'm not a fan of
So the
DLSS
solution
myself.
is to ray trace fewer pixels and use AI on tensor cores to up-res to super-res
See?
to a higher resolution and boost frame rate. DLSS took nearly 2 years of intensive research.
It's not
We
true
built a
native.
supercomputer to train a network.
It's AI-based
The DLSS model
upscaling.
is trained on extremely high quality, 16K, offline rendered images of many kinds of content. Once trained, the model is downloaded into your driver. At runtime, DLSS 2.0 takes in low resolution, aliased image and motion vector of the current frame, and the high resolution previous frame to generate a high-resolution current frame.
It's handy for
I think
people with
DLSS is
lower-end
one of our biggest
GPUs,
breakthroughs in the last 10 years.
but when you're going to be like me
Take
and
a look
rock
at
a
these images of
3090,
Death Stranding, the latest game by Kojima-san. DLSS is sharper than native 4K and created detail from AI that native rendering didn't even show, and the frame rate is higher.
they're coming out with
Reviewers
with
have
stuff.
loved DLSS 2.0. They say its quality beats out native rendering and runs even faster. You can play at 4K without a performance hit.
I'm not believing
Tensor
this.
Core effectively gives RTX a 2x performance boost. Let's look at
We've-
one
we've
frame
seen-
trace of the game to see the processors of RTX in action.
We've seen
Adding
legitimate
ray tracing to games
real-time
dramatically
concerns,
increases the
real-time
computation
comparisons.
workload. Using shaders
And they
to
haven't
do
looked
ray
as good.
traversal and object intersection reduces the frame rate. We added the
Yeah,
RT
this still
core,
it will
which
still
reduces
boost you
shader
for
workload
performance.
by 60%.
And again,
RT core
yeah,
offloads
that,
the shaders
that's a great
by
idea.
doing the
It-
ray triangle and
if you've
ray
got like
bounding
a
box intersection
an RTX
calculations.
2060 or 2070 or
Using the
something like
same
that, sure, it's
methodology as
dead
Microsoft
handy.
Xbox, the RT core is effectively
But
a
when I'm rocking an
34
RTX
teraflop
3090, I'm
and
not going to
Turing
need it.
has an equivalent of 45 teraflops while ray tracing. Even with RT Core, the amount of time consumed is significant. So RT Core and shaders have to run concurrently. Even then, 20 milliseconds is only 50 frames per second, and still a step back in performance relative to previous generations. This is where the Tensor Core and DLSS come in.
50 frames per second. As a European, I know the 50 frames per second pain.
Tensor Core to effectively double frame rate. Now you can get ray tracing, get high resolution, and high frame rate at the same time. That's the magic of the three processors of RTX. Turing was our first generation RTX GPU.
Ampere is going to be the
combining
next
ray
one.
tracing, programmable shading, and AI. The flagship Turing had a ton of processing power.
This is what we're going to be
11
using.
shader teraflops, 34 RT teraflops, and 89 tensor teraflops. Let me show you our new RTX GPU.
Ooh.
Ampere is a giant leap in performance. Ampere does 2 shader calculations per clock versus 1 on Turing.
2.7 times.
30 shader teraflops compared to 11. Ampere doubles ray triangle intersection throughput. Ampere's
58.
RT core delivers
58 ray tracing
58
cores.
RT teraflops
Almost double.
compared to Turing's 34. And Ampere's new Tensor Core automatically
625
identifies and
lines.
removes less important DNA weights. And the new Tensor Core hardware processes the sparse network at twice the rate of Turing.
PAL is 574 I
238
though.
Tensor flops compared to 89.
I mean, I guess technically,
Ladies
unless
and
you're using a
gentlemen,
professional display,
Nvidia's new Ampere GPU.
you can get the higher
Our
end
second
ones.
generation
Here we are.
RTX.
This is it.
28 billion
Give us
transistors
models, give us
built
prices,
on
give us
Samsung
availability.
A9 Nvidia custom process. All 3 processors double rates over Turing. A
Oh,
true marvel.
absolutely.
It
Absolutely.
connects to
Bob.
Micron's new G6X, the fastest memories ever made.
I'm just using myself
the days
as
of just
the
relying on
specific
transistor
example.
performance scaling is over. Yet Ampere is an incredible 2 times the performance and energy efficiency of Turing.
If
At
people
NVIDIA, we use
if people
every
know they can
engineering
buy a
lever
cheap
to
entry-level
squeeze every
laptop and
drop
get
of
better
performance
performance
out of
because
the
of stuff
system.
like DLSS,
From
they'd be
architecture,
more inclined to
custom
buy
process
stuff like
design,
that, and that
circuit
brings them
design,
into PC.
Logic design, packaging, custom SerDes I/O, memory, power, and thermal design, PCB design.
He's throwing every
software
buzzword out.
algorithms,
It's like a Sony press
thousands of
conference. They're
engineers
just throwing
per
buzzword,
generation,
buzzword.
Billions of dollars. Full stack engineering and extreme craftsmanship is the hallmark of our GPUs. Our performance, energy efficiency, and low power are all world class.
You know what I need?
And real application performance highlights Ampere's new RT
Oh,
core.
look at this.
The more ray tracing is done, the greater the Ampere speed up. Ampere RT core doubles ray intersection
It's cutting
processing. Its ray tracing is processed
In theory,
concurrently with shading. And Ampere
performance-wise.
can render cinematic images with motion blur 8 times faster than Turing. Let's take a look at Ampere in action.
Oh,
At our kitchen GTC a few
oh
months
shit!
ago,
I forgot to
we
mute my
showed
phone.
Marbles,
Whoops.
the world's first fully path-traced, photorealistic real-time graphics. It was running on our highest-end Turing Quadro RTX 8000.
I was in a rush to get this set up. I
Turing
only got
was
home at the
doing
last second.
720p, 25 frames per second. Today, we're going to run an enhanced version of Marbles with even more special effects, and it is running at 1440p, 30 frames per second.
Ooh,
Over 4 times the
30
performance.
frames, 30 frames per second, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Big yikes.
enjoy Marbles at night.
Oh wow, you can see the difference as it cut between them straight away. No, I understand 30 FPS from a tech demo point of view. Because it's not like we're going to be playing this exact specific thing. It does look really nice though. I remember when they showed this off the first time. This was their tech demo for the Omniverse that they showed last time, a couple of months ago, when they all debated us on the new. Like, that's crazy. That actually looks real. It's ridiculous. When you had all the marbles with the reflections and all on them, it even has fingerprints on some of the marbles. It all rotates. Sorry guys. The rays have traced, and the future is so bright for RTX. I gotta wear shades. Remember, this is still doing all the physics and all the calculations and all as well. But of course, this is an Omniverse server.
Is entirely
Something
path traced.
we will never see.
No rasterization, all real time. There are hundreds of area lights, including spherical area lights.
Love it.
There's no pre-baking, everything is dynamic.
It is seriously impressive
The
when
depth of
you think
field
about
is
it.
film quality and beautiful.
Like, you can see the background.
Everything is dynamic.
All the
Diffuse
lights,
GI,
the
all
physics, everything moves.
There are hundreds of rigid bodies, 80 million triangles. Materials are physically accurate, physics simulation and volumetric rendering in real time.
Like, just look at the lights around the individual marbles as they're going down. They look so good.
DLSS 2.0 is doing the super resolution and AI denoising.
It's got a bust of Jensen at the background. That's brilliant. You see all the different lights at the top just spinning around,
Let's
giving it the
compare
ray
Marbles
trace
Turing
everywhere.
and Marbles Ampere. You can see dramatic visual quality jump of Ampere. Marbles on Turing runs at 720p, 25 frames per second. Marbles on Ampere runs at 1440p, 30 frames per second. More than 4 times the performance. And Ampere even did area lights and depth of field.
Take
A
that,
giant performance.
RTX 2080 Ti.
Today's games are giant worlds, indoor and out, with photogrammetry, dense geometry, and lots of characters. Games are over 200 gigabytes and getting bigger. This is like 50,000 songs or 400 hours of streaming video. Games have pushed PC I/O and file systems to the breaking point. CPUs copy files from disk and decompress the game.
This is a
This
meme
is fine when the
basically.
storage system was slow, 50 to 100 megabytes per second.
It's
Now
funny you
with
mention
Gen
that
4
secret
PCI
actually.
Express and solid-state drives, PCs can transfer data at 7 gigabytes per second.
That's what
100 times faster.
I thought it was back in May.
CPU copying data to memory and decompressing game images is now the bottleneck. Decompressing data from 100 megabytes per second.
I call
hard
it
drives
Marble
takes
Madness
only a
Ray
few
Trace
CPU
Edition.
cores. However, decompressing from 7 gigabytes per second SSDs on PCIe Gen 4 takes over 20 CPU cores. Today, we're announcing Nvidia RTX I/O with 3 new advances.
Oh, the
New
Sony
I/O
fanboys
APIs
are going to be
for fast
so
loading
hurt by
streaming
this.
Directly from SSD to GPU memory. GPU
Just
losses
because that's
and
what they
compression,
do. They get so
and
hurt.
collaboration with Microsoft on direct storage for
Yeah,
Windows.
the PS5
Streamlines the
SSD,
transfer of data from
gone.
storage to GPU memory.
Get it out of
With
here.
Nvidia
It's
RTX
already
I/O,
trash.
vast
And then
worlds
we
will
have stuff
load
like
instant.
this.
Picking up where you left off will be instant. This is a very big deal for next generation gaming. Let me show you Ampere in action in one of the most anticipated games of
Cyberpunk 2070?
CD Projekt
Yes!
Red's Cyberpunk.
This is it.
This trailer is called Scenes of Cyberpunk RTX. It shows ray trace reflections, diffuse illumination, shadows.
My next
and
computer is
occlusion,
going to be
and
godlike.
DLSS
RTX 3090 Ti or 3090. It's going to have all this I/O input. It's going. Oh my god! It's going to be crazy. And I just sit back and laugh at all these console players. You know what?
Glorious PC Gaming Master Race. Glorious PC Gaming Master Race. Glorious PC Gaming Master Race. Glorious PC Gaming Master Race.
That's all we need, baby. Reflections, ray tracing, lighting, shadows, everything. Diffuse illumination. Shadows and ambient occlusion. All while maintaining high frame rates, baby. That's the key. Yeah, but my SSD is already dead now. They were just making fun of it today because they were so bad.
Ladies
They
and
just
gentlemen,
don't understand technology.
our new flagship GPU,
Here we go.
the Nvidia GeForce RTX 3080, powered by Ampere.
Flagship
Second
3080.
generation RTX architecture.
Hang on, what's happening? This may be the Q special. I don't know. We gotta see what's going on. Maybe the 3090 is actually the Titan. A GeForce 256, old school to the max. A GTX 690. I have one of them in my computer in the other room, in my second computer. A GTX 980. At least they didn't show the 970. Piece of shit. A GTX 1080. That's what's powering this stream right now, baby. A 2080. Where's the 2080 Ti? Here we go. 3080. Here we are. Ampere second gen RTX. 1.9 performance per watt improvement. Or well, 1.9 times. GDDR6X, 19 gigabits per second, 760. 200. Oh, look at this. Third gen tensor. Second gen ray tracing cores. That's what I'm thinking of. Forget the PS5. No one needs that. We've seen the leaked shroud over the last couple of weeks and months. One fan on the front, one fan on the back. Independent push and pull beats my single blower fan on my 1080. It's funny, ultra compact PCB, yet it looks huge from all the leaks. See, significantly bigger. Oh, I want it. I want it. Just mainline it into my veins, lads. Oh. 3080, baby.
The Nvidia RTX 3080. I have one right here. Let me show it to you.
Oh. Oh, pick it up. Was that hiding there the whole time? No, that wasn't hiding there the whole time. It couldn't have been.
Beautiful.
Because I looked over there.
Look at this. The RTX 3080. It is wonderfully crafted.
I want it.
It's going to look beautiful in your PC.
Yes, it will.
And it lights up.
It lights
Now
up.
let me tell you about some of the other exciting technologies inside. Turing used G6,
Just
the
give
fastest
me
memories
more.
at that time. The industry thought that was the limit. For Ampere, we had to push through that limit. Working with Micron,
I do
we
actually.
designed the
I
world's first memories with
need
PAM4
more
signal,
sunglasses.
pulse amplitude
You know what?
modulation.
I could do something
with
even better.
4 voltage levels that encode 2 bits of data each. 0001
There we go.
1011. Each
How's that?
voltage step is only 250 millivolts. So in the same period of time, G6X can transmit
This
twice
is
as much data.
Ray
as
tracing
G6.
right here, baby.
PAM4
I live my
is
life in ray
extreme
tracing.
signaling technology, and it's just becoming used in high-speed networking.
Where you know where no one knows where he lives.
First ever flow-through design, working harmoniously with.
I'm
PC
sure
chassis
Jensen's
cooling
house
system, pulling
is
in cool air
covered
from the
in
outside,
an absolutely
flowing through the
amazing
GPU,
leather
and
jacket
pushing hot air
and
straight out the chassis.
just
To
RTX,
allow
ray
room for a
tracing,
fan to
and
flow air
RGB
directly
all
through
over his
module.
house somehow
Our
on the
engineers
outside.
architect a super dense PCB design that is 50% smaller than previous.
so
while adding
ridiculously
the bigger
pale, like
Ampere
glow.
GPUs, HDMI 2.1, PCI Express 4.0, and G6X. There are 2 independently controlled fans.
It's going to be
The
amazing.
bracket front fan pulls cool air from the bottom and pushes the heated
Yeah,
air
the leaked images
out
were
through
real.
the
That's
graphics card
promising.
brackets.
So just
The
imagine how
backside
much
pulls
bigger
through fan,
that was.
passes cool
Well,
air over the
there is
fans
one
of
thing
the
that's
heat
different
pipe
that we're not
and
100%
directs
sure
hot
on
air
yet.
to the top and back of the chassis
Because they're
to
only
be
talking
exhausted by
about
the system
the
fan.
3080
The
at the
3080
moment.
flow-through system
The one
is
that they
3
showed
times
was supposedly a
quieter and keeps the
3090,
GPU
which was a
20
triple
degrees
slot
cooler than the Turing design.
instead of the double.
It can cool 90 watts more than
But it's
Turing.
probably considerably,
The
even the
generational
double is
leap
probably
is
considerably
ultimately the
bigger
most
than a
important
2080
factor of
Ti.
new GPUs. A significant technology advance is needed to inspire content developers to create the next level of content, and for the install base to upgrade. Let's see how the 3080 stacks up to previous generation architectures on the latest graphics-intensive games. 3080 is faster than 2080 Ti.
Oh,
3080 is twice the performance of 2080.
oh,
price.
that's so hot. I can't even
Ampere
touch
is the
it.
biggest generational leap we've ever had.
Well, it would be, but it's
Ladies and
cooled
gentlemen,
appropriately.
Nvidia GeForce RTX 3080 our new flagship GPU.
Yeah, boy.
Powered by Ampere, our second generation
want it.
RTX GPU architecture. Incredible amounts of
Jensen's
processing
just
in the
all-
shader,
Surprise,
RT ray
motherfucker.
tracing core, and Tensor Core for processing AI. 10 gigabytes of G6X, twice the processing power of 2080, and at the same price, starting at $699.
Same price!
Available September 7th. One of our most popular GPUs is the 70 series. 970, 1070, 2070 were all hugely popular. You're gonna love the new RTX 3070. Faster than the 2080 Ti. The Turing.
I'm breaking my
GPU
headphones.
Priced at $1,200.
I'm breaking my headphones. Holy shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, the new GeForce RTX 3070.
Oh, 37. No one gives a shit about that. Holy fuck. Everyone was expecting them to be $1,400. Give or take.
40 RT teraflops.
1,400. And it's
And
coming. Oh,
163
AMD,
teraflops
baby,
Tensor
you
Core for
dead.
AI processing.
AMD, you dead.
8
It's
gigabytes
over.
of
Get him
G6.
out of here.
RTX 3070
Oh,
is faster
AMD
than
be
the
like,
1200 RTX 3080 Ti, starting at $499. Available in October. Every generation we pack in our
Oh,
best
I have to meme this,
performance
lads.
while introducing new features that enhance image quality.
You know what?
Every couple of generations, the stars align.
We're going to
As it
celebrate.
did with Pascal.
bit of the bubbly.
And we get a giant generational leap. Pascal was known as the perfect 10. Pascal was a huge success and set a very high bar.
Amazing.
It took the super family of
I gotta
Turing
tell
to
someone something about
meaningfully
this.
exceed Pascal on game performances without ray tracing. With ray tracing turned on, Pascal, using programmable shaders to compute ray triangle intersections, fell far behind Turing's RT core.
I've lost.
And Turing with
I don't
ray
care
tracing
about the
on
3070.
reached the same performance as Pascal with ray tracing off.
But now it
On
seems
a
that
technical basis,
some of
this
these
was a
leaks
huge
might not be
achievement.
100%
The images
accurate.
are far more
So do I try wait for a
and
3080
reflection
Ti
and
or a
shadow artifacts
3090?
are gone. But gamers want it more. They want every
Wait.
generation to be more realistic.
Wait, he's got three
and
graphics
higher
cards. No,
frame
there's
rate
two
at
graphics
the
cards in the
same time.
back.
So we double down on everything. Twice the shader, twice the ray tracing, and twice the
Yeah,
tensor
2080
core.
Ti is
Triple
is
double.
obsolete. It's laughable. It's
Ampere
out
knocks
at this
the
point. No one
daylights
gives a
out of
shit about
Pascal
that.
on ray tracing.
It's
And
old.
even with ray tracing
But
on,
that's just
crushes Pascal on frame rate.
just look at how
To all my
important it
Pascal
is.
gamer friends, it is safe to upgrade now.
Thank you, Jen. Thank
Amazing
you.
Ray tracing game
I
design.
have a GTX
Activision and
1080.
developer Treyarch are launching a new Call of Duty on November 13th.
Oh,
It's a masterpiece and it looks incredible. Their dynamic
I'm
lights,
pretty sure, Kai, I
ray
did tell you
tracing, shadows
not to
and
buy a
ambient
2080
occlusion,
Ti a few
DLSS
months ago.
2.0, and Nvidia Reflex super low latency technology.
Oh, this
The
is
last Call of Duty sold an amazing 30 million copies.
this is amazing.
Activision put together this trailer of never before seen footage.
Ray trace gameplay.
Enjoy.
PC glorious. PC gaming master race, baby. Let's get some quality stuff here. You mean 8 months ago, a few months ago? It's the same thing. Potato, potato. Oh, it's amazing.
Glorious PC Gaming Master Race.
I still can't believe it. Starting at 700. That's half of what people expected. Oh. It's amazing. It's so good.
Oh, that is so gnarly.
Let me talk to you about one more thing. Several years ago, we started building the Titan, pushing the GPU. to
This is the one they're
absolute
talking
limit
about.
to create the best graphics card of that generation.
This is probably the 24
It
gigabyte
was built
monster.
in limited quantities and only through Nvidia. The distribution was limited. The demand surprised us. Creatives were making 4K movies, rendering cinematics. Researchers built workstations for data science and AI. Bloggers built broadcast workstations. Flight and racing
Titans
simulation
typically
fans
aren't
built
used for
simulators.
gamers.
There is clearly a need.
Although they're
for
still
a
the best
giant
one.
GPU that is available all over the world.
Hang on, this could
So
be
we made a
3090.
giant Ampere. Ladies and gentlemen, the RTX 3090.
This is me, baby. Here we go. This is what I'm talking about. 24 gigabytes of. Look at it. It's a monster.
Alrighty.
It's even bigger than the
3090
3080.
is a beast. A ferocious GPU.
Look at it.
A BF GPU.
BF
36
GPU. It's
shader
amazing.
teraflops, 69 RT teraflops, 285 tensor teraflops, and it comes with a massive 24 gigabytes of G6X.
Oh, that price
It comes
though.
with a silencer, a 3-slot.
Oh, starting at 1500.
times quieter and keeps the GPU 30 degrees
Oh.
cooler than the Titan RTX design. But there's more. The 3090 is so big that for the very first time, we can play games at 60 frames per second in 8K.
That's not true.
This
It's not
is
the very
insane.
first time. Someone's
Impossible
used
for us to show you what it looks like
an
on the screen.
RTX
We invited some friends to
Titan
check it out.
in Battlefield 5. Oh. I don't know secret, right? It's I'm so tempted. I had banked on
Never been more excited to do anything.
I had banked on spending 1400 on
Oh my god.
what I thought was a 3090.
This is f***ing incredible, dude.
And
This is
then
amazing.
with them showing the 3080 being so cheaper, even though I had already resigned myself to spending that money, I might just spend the money and get the 3090.
This. Why is it so detailed?
All right. Move fast and shoot things.
This is 8K, sir. I can see everything. Oh, I need to shoot you, though.
Not a whole lot of people have seen something like this.
This is so realistic.
Other than
I feel
Adam
like I'm
Sessler,
really
I don't know who any of
battle.
these people are.
This is insane.
And Adam Sessler shouldn't be here. He's irrelevant.
There we go. Dude, the ray tracing is insane on this.
These are the sizzle reels that you see.
This is basically hacks.
And then it's like, it'll never look like that. But it does.
I'm like looking across the vistas, the grand vistas that are happening right now.
Holy sh! Look at this.
This feels like a Disneyland experience. Oh, it is
But
so
like I was saying, there's a guy on YouTube.
it's
I think his name is like 8K Videos or something like that,
I mean, this is
where he actually uses an RTX Titan to play Battlefield 5 at 8K 60 FPS, and it stays in the 70s. So
wow.
It's been 20 years since the Nvidia
It can
GPU
be done.
introduced programmable shading. The GPU
cheaper than I thought, at
revolutionized computer
least.
graphics. Developers jumped on and invented clever algorithms, like shaders that simulate realistic materials, or post-processing effects for soft shadows, ambient occlusion, and reflections. Developers pushed the limits of rasterization beyond anyone's expectations. Meanwhile, Nvidia GPU processing increased a stunning 100,000-fold. Gaming became a powerful technology driver. Gamers grew to billions, and gaming pushed into all aspects of entertainment and culture. If the last 20 years was amazing, the next 20 will seem nothing short of science fiction. Today's Ampere launch is a giant step into the future. This is our greatest generational leap ever. The second generation Nvidia RTX,
I gotta tell someone a
fusing
price here.
programmable shading, ray tracing, and artificial intelligence, gives us photorealistic graphics and the highest frame rates at the same time. Once the holy grail of computer graphics, ray tracing is now the standard. And Ampere is going to bring you joy beyond gaming. Nvidia Reflex to improve your response time. Nvidia Broadcast turns any room into a studio.
Oh,
And Omniverse Machinima turns you into an animated filmmaker.
the 3080 is
We are
absolutely
super pleased with
the
3070,
that's why it's the
3080,
flagship
and
card. That's why it's the
3090.
general
The first
consumer
three
card.
members of the
The
Ampere
3090
generation.
is still technically the
You're gonna
Titan. They
feel
just
a
changed the
boost
name on
like
it.
never
The
before.
price and performance
I
reflects
can't
that.
wait to go forward 20 years to see
But
how
I'm-
RTX started. Homes will have holodecks.
I'm a bit
We
weird
will beam
like that.
ourselves through time
I'm
and
a bit
space,
crazy.
traveling at the speed of light.
Am I still
sending
getting it?
photons, not atoms. In this future, GeForce is your holodeck, your lightspeed starship, your time machine. In this future, we will look back and realize that it started here.
But one thing that's
Thank you for
really
joining us
important.
today, and to all of our fans for celebrating the arrival of
Kept you waiting, huh?
That's all I can say. But I will say one thing, okay? Even though it's not for me, the fact that you can get a 20 Ti killer, twice the performance of a 2080 Ti in a 3070 for, what was it, $600? That's huge. That's huge for anyone upgrading, for anyone doing any of the new stuff here. That's huge just in general across the board. That's a proper, true next-gen GPU for relative peanuts. Relative, of course, is a big term. We're still talking about all the other stuff when it comes to high-end GPUs and all that. So it's still relative. But think about it. An RTX 2080 Ti, when it came out, was, what, 1200, 1400, and now you're getting double the performance for half the price. Less than half the price. That's nuts. That's true next-gen killer GPU in an affordable package, an affordable GPU. Again, relatively affordable. But that 3080, you saw my reaction when I saw the price of the 3080 and what that's going to give. That's... I don't want to call it the enthusiast, because the enthusiast is the 3090. But such power and performance, especially... People will always be very concerned about next-gen consoles and what they can offer in value and all. And a €500 GPU with the 3070 and the performance it can give. I mean, in theory, depending on what way you look at it, the new consoles, we'll go with the Xbox because that is the more powerful one, that's under a 2080 Ti. And now you're getting double a 2080 Ti for 500. That's insane. That is nuts. That is, anyone want to buy a 2080 Ti? Let's see. I will give you a Wii U Pro controller for your 2080 Ti. It's about all it's useful for at this point. But hang on, let me take these off. That's just the 3070. The 3080. So like I said, right, 500, 3070, massive improvement, twice the price. That's a true next gen GPU compared to a lot of consoles as it is. I mean, we all know PC Master Race is mustard because the consoles just can't catch up. But 3080, when I saw that price, that was crazy when I saw that price. I still knew it wasn't going to be the 3090 because there was the 24 gigs of RAM versus the 10 gigs and all that as well. And the double slot design versus the triple slot design. But then, just think about what performance you're getting in a 3080. Let alone, forget the 3090, just the 3080. The performance you're getting from there, even more than a 3070. Even more than double the RTX 2080 Ti. Imagine what that can do. Performance-wise, ray tracing-wise, resolution-wise, frame rate-wise. It's cards like this and stuff like this that is the reason why DLSS 2.0 is completely unnecessary. RTX 2060, 2070, whatever, sure, go ahead if you want to play at 4K with 60 FPS because you don't have the performance to do it. The option is there. These are the cards, the next-gen cards, the beast mode cards that completely destroy it. And then, of course, the 3090. Now, I don't... the 3090 has me shook. I am shook it, as they say. But the reason for that is when I saw the price of the 3080... It's like I said, I had already resigned myself on spending the money. I had already resigned myself on spending about €1,400 on a GPU. And then it came out and said, well, this is your GPU. I'm like, oh! And I realized it's just a rebranded Titan. Or not a rebranded, it's a different marketing Titan to appeal to actual regular gamers instead of all that. And we know there's going to be probably a 3080 Ti down the line and all as well. But if you get a 3090, you don't have to worry about the 3080 Ti. Just imagine that. Oh, secret, there's no chance. There is no chance. I don't know, if you haven't seen the benchmarks. Put it this way, right? The Xbox Series X, or the Xbox Series L as it should be called, because it does nothing but take L's left, right and center all day every day and has no reason to exist as a console. But that's supposed to be a slightly modified, slightly cut down, slightly custom version of the big Navi, the big RDNA 2. If you've seen the big RDNA 2 benchmarks, well, first off, the Xbox runs slightly worse than a 2080 Ti as it is. And then if you've seen the new upcoming benchmarks, well, the benchmarks of the upcoming cards, the one that's just listed as RDNA 2 Big Navi in the leak. If you see that, it's around 2080 Ti performance. So their new flagship GPU, their new 2020 flagship GPU, their top-end enthusiast killer card, is on par performance with a 2-year-old last generation GPU. They're fucked. And that's why Nvidia can get away with these prices, which is a bit of a problem because competition breeds innovation. Unfortunately, AMD are so irrelevant in GPUs, there is no competition, and that's a problem. So that is exactly why a 3090 is starting at 1500. But, one sec, you're going 3080 as well, but the 3070 is a big deal for cheaper PC gaming. Absolutely. That sheer performance gulf and that sheer performance you're getting for the price you're getting of a 3070 is ridiculous. You think of what a 2080 Ti can do in modern games, and then you tell someone you can double that for 500. That's ridiculous. It's it's ridiculous. It's madness. All the Ryzen stuff as well. Imagine what they could do with a cheap Ryzen CPU, an R3 or an R5 or something like that, and a 3070. That's madness. But I don't know where am I sitting in this? I'm going to do one thing real quick. I'm going to keep talking while I quickly venture around websites to see. I was so excited at the time. I saw they had the release date. It was sometime in September. I'm going to have to go back and watch it again. I didn't see the exact date because naturally I need to be ready for it. I'm not seeing anything about the... Okay, they nowhere posted them there just yet. Give me 1 second. We're going to watch a little bit of this back again, if we can. Oh no, someone is streaming that I need to watch. Okay, recent broadcasts. This is what I want. I want to go back to see that slide. No, that's 2 days ago. Damn it, I can't check it. You know what I'm going to have to do? I'm going to have to go back and watch the part of this stream after we end it to see the exact release date. It did say sometime in September. So it's going to be within the next couple of weeks, which is far earlier than I expected. So if I buy one of those now, see, I'm trying to anticipate stock shortages, because why wouldn't you with stuff like this? It's just the value and the power and price and performance is crazy. I'm trying to worry about stock shortages because I'm building a new PC. I'm probably not going to have it done until, you know what? There we go. Only appropriate. The new PC deadline is the start of November, because I want it for Cyberpunk 2077. AMD have said that their new 4th gen CPUs, their proper Zen 3 stuff, their desktop ones are coming out before new consoles, which are coming out in November. So, I can buy the GPU now, or in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, whenever it launches. I can buy the GPU, and then I can start building the rest of the stuff. But I worry about that. Because is there going to be any compatibility issues? If I start buying, let's just say SSDs, and I start buying power supplies and all that thing as well. Because there is talk about new power connectors included with these. So I don't know, I have to see. But of course, the only big important things that I would have to worry about would be the motherboard and CPU. If they don't release them before, say, Cyberpunk, I can just buy an X570 motherboard and a 3900X or a 3950X or something like that. That's still fucking top-end stuff. And to go with my new 3080 and or 3090, that is, that is something special. That is indeed something special. See, what is it? Nvidia's most powerful gaming graphics card ever. When is it out? September 24th. Okay, perfect. Okay, so the 24th of September. Is that applying to the entire series, the 3070, the 3080, and the 3090? Or is that only applying to the 3090? That's one thing I do need to check. But it's going to be absolutely monstrous. And you know what? I can't wait. Just as on a scale, not as much a scale, but let's put it this way, right? 51% of my hype and excitement is everything I'm going to be able to do with my 3080 or 3090 in the future going forward for the next couple of years. And the other 49%, just the 3090, okay. So I do think the 3080 is coming out the week before, because I could have sworn that said something like the 17th or the 19th or something like that. I may have even read it and said it on stream, but I'm just so frazzled at the moment. But the other 49% that's going to make me so happy about the entire thing is the console fanboys. The console fanboys and their damage control. They're going to be coming out with all types of things to come up with all types of bullshit excuses. And you know what? Now, with the 3070, the 3080, the 3090 Ti, and Nvidia RTX IO, PCIe 4.0, NVMe M.2 drives that are significantly faster. Like I made a video on earlier today, the Samsung 980 Pro and the, what was the other company? I'm drawing a blank. They're the Rocket 4 Plus model. Sabernet. No, Saberent. Yeah. Saberent Rocket 4 Plus. They're both significantly faster than the PlayStation 5. You put two of those in, you put in a better AMD CPU, you put in anything from the Nvidia 3000 series. Can you imagine how much damage control that's going to be for them? How much they're going to lose their minds? Okay, guys. I got some thinking to do. I got some research to do. I got some articles to look at. Hell, I may even make another video about it tonight just because I want to talk about it with more calm, collected, and all the thoughts and all as well. Okay, one other thing I will say. In the meantime, if anyone's interested, because why wouldn't you be? Well, I could understand why you wouldn't be, given the high quality nature of PC gaming and what we just saw. But I will be streaming Super Mario 3D World later on. A couple of hours from now. Feel free to check that out whenever. The road to 1000 marches on. We're almost there. 986 by the time I started this one. In the meantime, one sec. We got... Curious to read more on RTX IO. The RTX IO as well. Just to laugh more at the PS5 fanboys. That's one of the things I can't wait. They come up with all sorts of fake stuff and all sorts of lies just to damage control it. But let's face it, their consoles, they're... Yikes. Absolute yikes. Anyway, peace out everyone. I'll see you next time whenever it is. Be sure to look out for some type of RTX 3000 video over the next, maybe today or tomorrow or the next couple of days. Super Mario stream later on. And, well, it's time to hit up everyone's favorite website, PC Part Picker. Because I got some building to do. I got some planning to do. I got some everything to do. Money's not the issue. It's just if I can feel like I can justify it or whatever. Peace. Oh yeah.
Glorious PC Gaming Master Race.